Hey, Shelly. Is now a good time to talk? I'm really sorry to pry, but I just feel like I kind of have to ask. Why were you eating out of a dog bowl earlier? Is there something going on that I should know about? I see that. I was just kind of surprised to see that.
Oh no. Did you really see me doing that? Oh, that is so embarrassing. I am so sorry that you had to see something so strange. I hope it didn't put you off too much.
No, sorry. I'm not asking because I was upset by it or anything like that. I guess I just wanted to know why it is that you were doing that. I mean, is there a reason why you were eating out of a dog bowl? Is that something you do often around here?
Oh, don't worry. It's totally fine. There is nothing to worry about when it comes to that at all. It's just a little something I do now and then, but it really is nothing to worry about in the slightest.
Sorry, you just enjoy eating your meals out of a doggy bowl? Is that really what's going on around here? Because if that's the truth, then I really don't care what you do as long as it's safe and you enjoy it, of course. But if that's the truth, then I don't see why you would want to hide it. I mean, when when you're eating out of there, you look like you didn't want anyone else to see what you were doing at all, you know?
You got me there. I was just lying about doing it now and then. I don't even know why I said that to begin with. But the thing is that I just broke some plates and there weren't any more in the house. So since I broke the plates, I told everyone that I wouldn't mind having to take my meal out of the doggy bowl, like you saw.
I see, but that's the other thing. My family doesn't own a pet at all. So I don't even understand why they would own a doggy bowl to begin with. Shelly, please. I'm really not mad or anything like that, but would you just please tell me what exactly is going on here?
Okay, I guess I have no choice but to be honest with you. I'm eating out of a dog bowl because your mom asked me to. Well, more like ordered me to.
Wait, what? You're trying to tell me that my mom is forcing you to eat out of a dog bowl? Is that really true?
No, wait, forget I said that. I didn't mean that at all. I swear, please, just forget everything that I've said about this whole thing. Let's just drop this and never ever bring it up again. After all, this is the first time that you've been back home for something like 3 years, right? I really would rather that you relax and not have to worry about my problems.
Shelly, please, just wait one second. I mean, do you really think that I'm going to be able to enjoy my time here at all knowing that something like this is going on? Please, you can talk to me. You can trust me, okay? I just want you to tell me what it is that my mom has told you to do.
Well, if I tell you what's been going on around here, do you promise not to tell another soul? I mean it, you can't tell anyone else at all what I'm about to tell you. Do you understand me, Charles?
Of course, you have my word that I'm not going to mention any of this to anyone else. Now, can you please just tell me what the heck is going on around here?
It's true. What I said about your mom ordering me to eat my meals out of a dog bowl is all true. And honestly, I'm not sure how much more of this I'm going to be able to take.
Shelly, I'm so sorry that you had to go through all this. What in the world happened between you and my mom that would make her want to treat you like this?
There's been a lot that's happened between us, actually. It's all been so much, though. It's almost hard to remember. At first, it wasn't this bad, though. She would complain about my cooking and start throwing away my food. Then she even started throwing away my belongings that she said were useless and taking up space around the house. She even threw away all my makeup. She told me that if I had time to be putting on makeup, then I should have time to clean around the house. But I had so many nice products.
I don't know what to say. Shelly, I am so sorry. This is all just so horrible to hear. What makes it even worse is that I don't think anyone has a clue about any of this.
But it isn't all your mom's fault, so please don't think that. It's almost my fault. It's my fault for being such an idiot. And you know how much of a perfectionist your mom is. So anytime I made a mistake, she would always let me know that I was wrong right away. But over time, she would do with the insults and put downs, and it just got worse.
I mean, Shelly, please. Shelly, please. You can't blame yourself for any of this. Everybody makes mistakes. And even if you do feel like you need to make up for them somehow, what my mom is doing to you just isn't right. You aren't dumb, and you don't need to be perfect. You're human just like we all are, and you deserve respect. But what I really want to know is if my brother Quinn is doing anything about this.
I actually haven't told Quinn that any of this is going on. And your mom is always so kind to me whenever there are other people around. But I know that her anger is just building up inside of her. I can see it in her eyes. The way she looks at me when no one else is. I can see the hate she has for me. Although now that I think about it, I think that your mom really started to get about all of this after your father passed away.
I see, but are you saying that that means that my mom has been treating you in the way that you described to me just now ever since my dad died?
That's right. But I guess that means that it's been about as long as you've been out of the house, hasn't it? Although I guess it really does make sense. After all, when that happened, the time that I was spending alone with your mom at home increased by a lot.
I know I should have been coming home more often to check in on everyone. I'm so sorry that you've been dealing with all of this, Shelly. I'm even more sorry that I didn't notice so I could put a stop to it.
Please don't blame yourself for any of this, Charles. It really isn't your fault at all. I wasn't trying to make you feel bad for what's been going on with me. Now look at what I've gone and done. I've made you feel guilty about something that you have nothing to do with.
Shelly, you really are too nice, but did you realize that? I think it might do you some good to be just a bit more mean or angry from time to time. I mean, if everything that you've told me is true, that means that my mom has been treating you like this for the last 3 years.
Has it really only been 3 years? I don't believe it. It feels like it's been much, much longer than that. But I still don't get it when I think about it. I mean, your mom was such a nice lady when the two of us first met. I think that's part of the reason why I blame myself so much for what's going on. I just assume that whatever caused the change in your mom must have been something to do with me.
I know what you mean. I've noticed things changing for my mom as well. I've noticed her attitude getting worse and worse. But still, I just never thought in a million years that my mom would get this bad. I mean, I don't care what's happened between the two of you. To make you do something like eat out of a dog bowl is just unacceptable.
I know, but I'm trying to tell you that it's really not as bad as it seems. I mean, I love dogs. I really, really do.
Shelly, I think you and I both know that that is not the problem here. But I will say that I really admire the brave face that you're putting on in spite of all this. I mean, to have been subjected to this kind of treatment by your own mother-in-law?
Well, anyways, just remember the promise that you made to me, okay? You promised me that you wouldn't tell anyone at all about this, remember?
Yes, I know. You won't have to worry about this at all, but I'm going to have to talk to my mom about this, of course. I mean, I know that you don't want this to continue, right? You can't actually be happy living this way.
Well, I'll admit that it's not fun. It's actually really, really hard.
I mean, I'm sure that it is. And you don't deserve to be treated like this. So please just leave everything to me. I'm going to make sure that something like the things that you've been going through never ever happen to you again.
Charles, thank you so, so much. For everything. I mean it.
Hey, Mom, are you there? I was wondering if you wouldn't mind chatting with me for a bit here. There were a few things I'd like to talk to you about if that's all right.
Oh, Charles. You know, I'm so happy that you're finally home. It really has been so long since I've had my little boy back here. So, of course, we can talk. Let's talk about whatever you want to talk about.
I'm glad that you said that, Mom, because I kind of want to talk about Shelly. I was just curious what you think of her.
You want to know what I think about Shelley? Well, why would you want to know something like that?
Well, I guess I just wanted to make sure that the two of you are getting along okay. I mean, have there been any kind of issues between you two? It seems to me like things are going well around here, but you can never really know without asking, right? I guess I'm just asking because I'm thinking about when I'm going to get married, and I just wanted to ask about how living with your daughter-in-law has been going for you.
I see. Well, that makes sense, I suppose. What can I say about Shelley? Well, if I can really be honest with you, I think that she might just be a little slow from time to time. And she can certainly stand to improve her direction following.
Really? Is that how you feel about her? So you think that she doesn't really do a good job of listening to you when you tell her to do things?
I just mean that these things happen. But as we can clearly see, the fault is usually overwhelmingly on the daughter-in-law. But what else can you really expect with how spoiled the younger generations are these days? That's why it's up to the ladies of my generation to whip these young girls into shape and make sure they know how to be good wives for their husbands and good daughters-in-law to us. Although, I suppose, given how sensitive people your age are these days, some people might actually call this bullying.
I see. Well, I guess now I feel I have at least a better sense of how you think about Shelly. Thanks for telling me all of that.
Well, of course, I would never ever hide any secrets from you. Besides, I'm sure that you know what I'm talking about after coming here and interacting with her.
So I guess that means that you would be saying that you've been pretty strict in terms of how you've been interacting with Shelly then?
Of course I have. She's left me with no choice in the matter at all. And as her mother-in-law, I just had to take it upon myself to make sure she flies straight. But now I'm curious, Charles. Has Shelly told you anything about me at all? I just know that she can be such a crybaby sometimes and will tell the craziest fibs about how horrible I am, just to try and get people to feel bad for her.
No, of course not, Mom. Shelly hasn't told me anything bad about you at all. It's just that this is the first time I've been home in I don't know how long. And anyways, I guess I was just a little surprised when I saw that Shelly was eating from a dog bowl the other day. I'm just curious. Did you tell her to do that, or did she choose to do that on her own? What was going on with that?
Of course I was the one who told her that she had to eat out of the dog bowl. You have no idea the lengths that I have gone to try and get that girl to fix her life. But all she does is cry and cry about how unfair her life is. I know that all she's really trying to do is get out of doing things like taking care of the house, like what she is supposed to be doing. So that's why I made her start eating out of the bowl. If she wants to act like an untrained dog, then she'll eat like one until she learns.
Mom, are you for real? Do you really think that is any way to treat another human being?
And just what is that supposed to mean? I've already explained to you that I'm doing what I'm doing in order to make Shelly into an even better person.
So you really think that you're doing all of this for Shelly's sake? If that were true, then why don't you treat Shelly the way that you have been treating her in front of my brother, huh? I mean, I was talking to him a bit about this, and he told me that he had no idea that Shelly was going through any of this. So if you were keeping it from him, it must have been because you didn't want him knowing what you were doing, right?
Of course not. You're getting this all wrong. I just didn't want to give your brother any more to worry about. You know how busy he is with work things all of the time. I just didn't want to take up more of his time with something like this. After all, what matters most is that he's able to concentrate on doing his work.
But I still don't understand. What is it about Shelly that makes you hate her so much? What did she do to you?
Again, Charles, you're getting this all wrong. I never ever said that I hate the girl. The thing is, though, is that she's just a bit dim and she needs someone to tell her how to be the best version of herself that she can be. And she can do that by listening to every little thing that I have to say to her. It really isn't my fault that she's so useless. But I can assure you that I am doing everything in my power to make sure that she doesn't stay that way forever. You should be thanking me for all I'm doing.
So you really think Shelly is useless, Mom? I have to say that I'm really shocked. I just didn't think that you were this kind of person. I mean, you've given so many different excuses about Shelly, but all I'm hearing is that you just plain don't like her. Isn't that right?
And so what? It's my house, and I'm allowed to like or dislike the people that are staying here. After all, she's the one that married my son and moved in with me.
I get that, Mom, but still. Can you really not see just how horrible you've been treating her?
I don't care what you think. I know what's best for her. And I am doing what I am doing for her sake. She has to eat out of a dog bowl until she remembers what it's like to be a good person. But anyways, enough about that dumb girl. You shouldn't be letting her ruin the time that you have being back at home with your family.
I can't do this anymore, Mom. I don't want anything to do with you ever again. As far as I'm concerned, you are not my mom.
What do you mean by that? Are you really going to act this way because of the way I treat some dumb girl who couldn't take orders correctly to save her life?
You know, I really wanted to believe that I wasn't getting the whole picture, that I was missing something that would explain this whole situation and make it all make sense. But I'm afraid that it's just as I feared. Maybe even worse than I feared. But I'm afraid that if this is the way you want to choose to treat people, then I can't call you my mom.
Charles, what in the world are you going on about? I mean, you haven't been home to visit your family in 3 years, and this is the way that you're going to behave? Surely you didn't come all this way back home just to get into a fight with your family, right?
I'm sorry, Mom, but there's nothing to fight about. I know what I need to do now. I've made up my mind. You are not my mother anymore.
Please, Charles, you're just acting ridiculous right now. I mean, what in the world has gotten into you? You used to be such a sweet boy who would always listen to what I said. Are you really going to try and ruin things with your own mom just for this dumb woman?
Why do you have to insult her in every breath that you mention her, Mom? Why can't you just let Shelly live the way that she chooses to live? Why do you have to try and control every bit of her life?
I'm sorry, Charles, but you don't live here and you don't know what it's like sharing a space with her. I am only doing what I have to do in order to keep my house running.
And how in the world does making her eat from a dog bowl accomplish that, huh? What is even the point of that?
It is part of an elaborate system of rewards and punishments that I've set up for Shelley, if you must know.
Do you mean it goes even bigger than this? You have this whole thing systemized? Now that really is just taking things way too far, Mom. What is the matter with you? Don't you have any shame at all? I'll give you one more chance to own up to the horrible way you've been treating Shelly.
And just what do I even have to own up to? I know that I'm right, and that's the end of it. I don't have anything to own up to or admit because everything I've been doing has been right.
Okay then, Mom. Okay then, Mom. If you're really going to be like this, I think I have to ask you to leave the house.
Excuse me? What do you mean by that? What do you mean leave the house?
I mean that I bought this house, right? It's my name on the deed. Of course, when I did, it was because I wanted to make sure that you would have a place to live when it was clear that Dad wasn't going to make it. But you can't live here if you're going to treat Shelly this way.
No, hold on just a second. You're not really serious about that, are you? I mean, that's taking things way too far.
The only person taking things too far here is you, Mom. You were acting like some kind of school bully when you should be the adult here. You should be the adult here. Well, I refuse to support someone who treats another human being the way that you treat Shelly. Now get out.
Wait, no, you can't be doing this to me. I'm your mother.
Oh, don't worry. Neither you nor Quinn are going to be staying here any longer.
What is that supposed to mean? What are you trying to pull here?
I've noticed that Shelly has bruises on her knees and back. I tried to ask her about where those come from one day, and she refused to tell me. Well, I could tell from looking in her eyes that it was as I feared.
So then, you're telling me that you're really going to choose this other woman over your own mother and brother?
I can't believe it. While you were busy psychologically torturing Shelly, you were standing by while Quinn abused her physically.
Oh, please, nobody was torturing or abusing anybody. This whole thing is just getting to be ridiculous.
Except for the fact that I have video evidence of both you and Quinn treating Shelly horribly.
What do you mean? What video? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the fact that I have footage that was recorded in private while you had no idea that you were being watched.
I don't care what you say. I'm still not going to be moving out.
You really are horrible. Do you know that, Mom? I know all about how Shelly is always the first person to get up in the house. First, she has to pack Quinn's lunch for work. Then she makes breakfast for the two of you. After that, you make her do all of the cleaning and all of the washing and cleaning around the house. Then you make her cook your lunch, do the shopping, cook dinner, and fold all the laundry. You've been treating Shelly like a servant, not your daughter-in-law.
For the last time, I'm doing all of that for her sake. Why can't you get that? If I didn't tell her what to do, she would be sitting around on the sofa watching TV all day.
And just what's wrong with taking a day off where that is all you do now and then, huh? Because from what I've heard, Shelly barely has any time to sleep with how busy you're keeping her, And yet you insist that it's all for her sake?
I have had just about enough out of you. You have no idea what it's like to be a mother-in-law. I am the matriarch of this family, and what I say goes.
And so the truth finally comes out. Well, at least we both know how you feel about your role in the family. We'll see how well that goes for you, though.
How could you do this, you horrible, evil woman? How dare you go and tell my son about what's been happening? Don't you realize what you've done? You've gone and ruined my whole family.
Dee, what do you mean? I haven't done anything. I haven't told anyone anything, I swear.
Don't you play stupid with me. I know that you told Charles all about what you and I have been getting up to here. And now, thanks to you, Charles is throwing me out of the house. Do you realize that? Just what are you going to do to fix this?
But I didn't even do anything. I really didn't, I swear.
Oh, please. The least you could have done would be to try and confront me yourself instead of send my son to fight your battles for you. This is exactly why I knew that it was up to me to train you well. But clearly, you don't even know the meaning of the word gratitude, or else you wouldn't have done this.
I have had just about enough out of you, Dee.
Excuse me? What did you just say to me? How dare you talk back to me? Don't you realize just how much trouble you're in right now?
Oh, shut up already, won't you? Do you really expect me to be grateful for what you've put me through? You've done nothing but make my life a living hell ever since I moved here.
What? What's going on here? I don't understand. You're not supposed to talk to me like this.
Well, I am. And what are you going to do about it, huh? Did you really think that I wasn't getting angry under the surface this whole time?
No, What do you mean? What has gotten into you?
You know, I don't think that Charles quite understood my point of view about all of this. He seemed to think that I was taking all of this crap from you because I was weak. But that isn't true. I was just hoping that you would burn yourself out of all your bullying. I had hoped that if I put my good foot forward and showed you how eager I was to be a member of this family, that you might change your ways. But I guess my leniency has just the opposite effect on you. I suppose it all does work out in the end, though, considering the fact that you're being evicted.
What are you talking about? Who are you and what have you done with Shelley? This isn't right.
You have no idea the kinds of things I'm capable of. I was just biding my time, subjecting myself to the abuse you and your son poured on me. But really, I was just being thorough in my collection of evidence. I wanted to make sure that there wouldn't be room for any doubt at all.
You mean that you did all this on purpose? This was all part of your plan to get Quinn and I kicked out of our own home?
I wasn't tricking you at all. Like I just said, I only had the patience to let you set yourself up for failure. I knew it was only going to be a matter of time, and I guess that time has finally come for you. And now you and your no-good rotten son are going to end up homeless on the streets. There was no trick, though. Just good old-fashioned patience.
You're horrible. I didn't think that you were like this. You lied to me.
Sorry, shouldn't you and Quinn be packing? I can't imagine that Charles is going to let you stay around here that much longer, right?
I don't believe this. You're really going to go through with this. You're going to kick your own mother out onto the streets? But I still don't get it. How can you choose this ugly, stupid girl over your own family? It doesn't make any sense.
And that's just it, Mom. Unlike you, I don't only see people in the way that they can do things for me. You were nothing but a horrible, manipulative woman to Shelley, and it's clear she needed to be free of you.
But son, surely you must know that I don't have any money. I don't even have a job. What am I supposed to do? Please, we're family. You were supposed to take care of me when I got older, not abandon me like this.
I already told you that I'm not your son, and I don't care what you do. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this is just kicking out a couple of squatters in my house.
You don't really mean that, right? That's horrible.
Don't you dare even start with me about what's horrible and what's not. It's clear to me that you haven't done any reflecting about how awful you've been treating Shelly at all. But to make up for all the horrible things you've been doing to her, I'm going to let her keep this house.
Please, Charles, please don't do this. I promise that we won't ever treat her poorly again.
How about you save all your excuses for the judge? I'm sure that a court is going to pay a lot more attention to what Shelly has to say than what you did. That was the last time that I messaged my mom. After that, I blocked her and everything. I realized that she would only pester me about not punishing her, but she would never admit that what she did was wrong. After that, her and Quinn were forced out of the house. I heard that the two of them moved into a tiny cramped apartment together. I suppose they really couldn't afford a better place after settling out of court with Shelly about all the horrible things that they had put her through. I offered Shelly the house, of course, but she said there were too many painful memories there and decided to sell it instead. It's been a few months since all of that happened. I haven't heard from my mom or brother ever since. As for Shelly, we still keep in touch. I've heard that she has a new boyfriend and he's much more kind and respectful to her than Quinn ever was. Shelly even told me that she was pregnant and asked if I wouldn't mind letting her child call me uncle. I think we both realized that we lost people in our lives that we had thought were precious to us. I'm only happy that Shelly was able to get out of that situation and into a much better one. But I'm very grateful that she still remembers me and keeps me close.
Do you know that you're such a loser? I mean, you are already 42 years old. You don't have any kids and you're not even married. You're a total failure. I mean, don't you still live at your home with our parents? I can't believe that you're the older sister and yet, compared to your, younger sister, you're a complete loser. All you do is stay at all home all day and live off our parents' hard-earned money while you don't contribute anything at all. How can you even live with yourself when that's your life? Don't you think that that's just totally pathetic? You really are useless, you know that.
Joanne, it had been so long since I last heard from you that I was beginning to hope that you had finally given up on ever wanting to talk to me again. But I guess you were just waiting to come at me with a whole slew of new insults, weren't you? I guess I can't really say that I'm surprised at you for doing this, though. But it's okay, because that means that I can't say that I didn't see it coming either. So if this is all you have to say to me, I hope we can make this quick.
Aw, poor little loser. Did you really think that you could get rid of me that easily? You think that just because you're single that your little sister would forget all about you? Don't you worry. I was thinking for so long about how sad and lonely and pathetic you must feel about yourself all the time. Not only that, but unlike you, I've been very, very busy raising my children, something that you are never, ever going to have to do in a million years because you can't have kids.
Is that what you've been busy with? Well, I guess you deserved this little break to insult me then, didn't you?
Even through text, I can almost see you shaking with rage as you type the last message. You make it way too easy to get under your skin. Do you know that?
No, it's not that. It's just that I really don't have time to waste on you if all you're going to do is talk down to me.
Well, then don't you worry, because that isn't the only thing that I wanted to talk to you about. The thing is that my family and I are thinking of moving back into my parents' house. So what do you think about that, huh?
Hold on a second. All of you are going to come and live here again? Why? What happened to bring this on all of a sudden? Do you seriously think that you can just show up at the house unannounced and move in because you say so? Because that is not how that is going to work. Do you understand me?
Oh, come on now. You make it sound like I'm being some kind of completely unreasonable monster for something like that. The truth is that I'm actually about to have my 5th child. Pretty amazing, don't you think? Do you even know anyone who has 5 kids? I seriously doubt it. It's almost ironic, isn't it? I get all the kids while you get none. Sometimes the universe just likes to play cruel little jokes on the losers in this world, huh? But anyways, I'm telling you this so that you know that it's time for you to pack up your bags and leave now.
Oh, well, congratulations on the 5th child then. I guess some kind of celebration should be in order or something, right? And your husband must be happy since this is the first child that you're having with him. Isn't that right?
And just what is that supposed to mean, huh? It's fine. You don't have to answer that. It's clear that you're just jealous and trying to rain on my parade is all.
And aren't I allowed to do that after the way that you've treated me over the years? Why are you the only one that gets to insult me? Besides, you're the one who thinks that you can kick me out of the house just because you're having another child.
Well, that's exactly right. This is going to be my 5th child, so it's important that my husband and I have enough space for everyone to run around. And since you're not going to be pumping out any kids anytime soon, you can go ahead and just move out, you fat, ugly cow.
There you go again, thinking that you can give me orders while you insult me. Just what makes you think that I'm going to listen to you if you treat me like this? Do you really think that I'm just going to bend over backwards to give you whatever it is that you want? That isn't going to happen. Just because I'm not married and don't have any kids doesn't mean that I don't have a role to play in this house. I mean, you do realize that I'm the one taking care of our parents, don't you? Do you really think that you and your husband taking care of all 5 of your kids are going to be able to give mom and dad the care they need at their age? And do you really think that mom and dad are going to go along with kicking out me, their live-in nurse, just so that you can invade their home? I mean, all that is going to do is make so much more work for them. I bet you were hoping that you would get to use mom and dad as a free babysitting service, right? Well, I can tell you right now that they don't want that at all, and you're being delusional if you think that's what's going on.
Whoa, you must be really thinking that the world revolves around your lonely, childless self, don't you? How dare you think that you can tell me what I can and can't do? And how dare you try and speak for our parents too?
I'm trying to speak for anyone but myself, but the fact of the matter is that I've been living here for years and I am much more in tune with what our parents want than you are.
You're always like that. You always think that just because you're the older sister that you can boss me around as if we're kids or something like that. Do you not understand that I'm literally pregnant with my 5th child right now? I'm ready to burst any moment now, basically. How dare you try and turn away a poor mother just wanting a home for her children and family, all so that you can continue not to pay any rest at all?
I didn't ever say anything about being the older sister at all. You were the one who brought that up right now. What are you even talking about?
There you go again, making excuses and trying to take back what you said as if you didn't already say it. But let's just go over the facts of matter at hand here. I have 5 kids and you have none. I have had 3 husbands and you have had none. So basically, that makes me the better daughter of the 2 of us. And that means that you need to give up the house to me right now.
I don't even know if you're reading the messages that I'm sending you anymore, but you are clearly just deluded if you think any of what you're saying means anything. All I'm saying is that if you show up to mom and dad's place one day with all your kids and your husband in tow, that they are not going to be happy with you. Why are you so intent on being a burden to our parents when they're this old already?
You still just don't get it at all, do you? Then again, I guess a single barren shrew like you couldn't get it really.
What don't I get? What on earth could you possibly be talking about now?
The only person who's here is causing any trouble for our parents. The only person holding them back, ruining their retirement, and ruining their lives is you, Amy. You're nothing but a parasite in that house, and you're literally sucking the life out of mom and dad before their very eyes. I can see it clearly as they too. But you're the one deluding that yourself, you're just helping them. But the truth is that you're the one that's bad here, not me. I'm just trying to do what's best for my family. Don't you get that?
You know, Joanne, I am sure that you are the only person who feels that way about me. Because I am sure that if you went and asked mom and dad, they would not call me a parasite.
Are you really sure about that? Is that the case? Or is it just that they're too sweet to hurt your feelings and too feeble to realize what is it that you're doing to them? You really think that they enjoy having their eldest daughter unmarried and childless around them all the time? You really need to grow up and face the facts.
How dare you tell me not to speak for mom and dad when you are pretending to know what they're thinking and keeping inside them? I have no idea where you are getting any of these ideas from, but I am just getting sick and tired of you treating me like this.
Well, it's only going to get worse for you because all of our bags are packed here and we are going to be headed over to the house tomorrow.
Hold on a second. You all are going to be arriving here tomorrow? But there's not even a room here ready for one guest, let alone a whole family like yours.
Well, then I guess you had better make sure that there is by the time we get there, or else things are going to get much worse for you, I can assure you that. And don't forget to pack your bags too, because we are not going to be sharing that house with someone like you. Do you understand me?
Why do you always have to talk to me like this? Why can't we ever just have a nice, polite conversation where you don't insult me with every other message that you send, huh?
I wouldn't have to insult all the time if you would just shut up and listen to me like you ought to. Anyways, I've told you our schedule. You better make sure that everything is ready for us by the time we get there, or else. Got it?
Joanne, I am trying to tell you that this is not going to work out. You and your family can't come and live here. Are you even reading any of these messages? I am telling you that you can't come and live here.
Well, you finally forced our hand, Amy. You weren't moving out even though we gave you more than enough warning. So I took it up upon myself to gather up all your belongings around the house and get rid of them all. Now the house is finally free of your presence and we can live here comfortably.
Excuse me? You did what? Did you really gather up my things and get rid of them? Why would you do that? What is the matter with you?
I already told you why I did it. We told you to move out. You didn't listen to us. You didn't give me any other choice. Don't you realize that? Hopefully now you realize that I was being serious and you'll move out like I told you in the first place.
You do realize that you've already pushed out our own parents out of their house too, don't you? When you showed up with all your kids and your husband, you put way too much on Mom and Dad's plate all at once. You put the house into such chaos that I couldn't even do the things I normally would to take care of them.
And just whose fault is that for not thinking of a solution to that problem before we all showed up? I don't understand why you would even bother to ask for help when you know that I'm already too busy with all my kids.
Well, that's fine, but why even come here and live in the house if you aren't going to help take care of it, or Mom and Dad who were already living here, huh?
How dare you try and talk to me like that when you're nothing but a filthy little parasite? You don't get to talk to me or boss me around. If anything, you should be apologizing to me for still even being in the house. It's all your fault that things aren't going well because you didn't listen to me when I tried to warn you that we're coming. And I know that Mom and Dad are more than happy that we're all here with them right now. Are you really telling me that they would rather live with just you over being so close to all of their grandchildren? No way.
Look, I am telling you that Mom has told me that she is really upset that you all just showed up here one day and decided that you were going to be living here, okay?
And I'm telling you that I don't buy a word of that, okay? You're nothing but a parasite and I'm not going to listen or take orders from you. I mean, you aren't married and you don't have any kids, so what do you know about living together with a family, huh? Maybe you should just have learned from my example and follow my path. But you didn't. And now, look at you. You're lonely, pathetic, and worst of all, you don't have any children at all. I have 5 kids. That makes me 5 times the daughter that you are. Got it? You're just an ugly, unwanted little nobody who is never ever going to be loved by anyone. So why don't you just leave the house already? The only ones who are going to have to leave the house are you, your husband, and all your little kids too. And just how are you going to make us do that, huh? Are you really going to ruin how happy we've made by being here all because you're upset that I've taken your place in the house? You stupid little ingrate. This is your mother speaking to you right now. Wait, what? What do you mean? Mom, is that really you? Are you texting me from Amy's phone? Oh, that's right. And Amy has shown me all of the horrible messages that you've been sending her, which means that I have seen all the cruel insults that you've been hurting at her too. Did you really think that any of this was okay? You know that I can't let you get away with this, don't you? I want you and your family to pack your things and get ready to leave. I'm going to call a friend who owns a truck and he'll move you back into your house. Wait, hold on, Mom. Are you serious about this? You aren't really just going to kick us out of here, are you? I mean, we just moved in and settled down. Besides, I thought that you would have been happy to be living with your favorite daughter and near all of your grandkids too. Of course I'm serious. I mean, did you really think that you could just barge in here and suddenly announce that you're going to be living here? Don't you think that I can't even walk properly? Your sister has here been helping me around and do things around the house this whole time. But now I can hardly even hear myself think, much less move around freely with all these people in my house. Please, you've got to be kidding me, right? This is some kind of joke. You're not really Mom. It's just Amy pretending to be you, right? Why are you asking me this via text when we're all in the same house? You can come up to my room and ask me to my face if you really want to know. In fact, do that right now. I want to talk to you right this second. In the meantime, I'm going to call my friend and have him bring his truck over. Tell your husband and children that they need to pack up all their things right now. But why would you do that? Why do you need to call your friend and ask him to bring his truck over? I don't understand. I already told you why. It's so that he can take all your crap out of my house. So then you're really serious? You're going to choose Amy over your other daughter, all your grandchildren? Do you think it's easy to get 4 children to pack up all their things and move all the way over here? We just got here. I don't care if you moved in here with a whole football team. You are all doing nothing but causing chaos and making a mess of my home, and I'm furious with you. Why are you even coming back if you're not going to do anything to help me out? I was happy to be here with your dad and Amy. But I really didn't know that. I thought that Amy was just being a parasite. I thought you would have liked to be with the family. You mean you thought you could just do this without even asking me about it first? I thought it would be a nice surprise for you, is all. Besides, I never once told you that you would be allowed to live here, and had you asked, I still would have said now. Please, you can't kick us out though. We already canceled the lease on our old place, and we don't have anywhere else to go. Well, it sounds to me like that's a problem for you and your husband to figure out amongst yourselves. But I want you all out of my house, and if you don't leave, I will make you two leave. Do you understand me? Now, I'm going to put your sister back on while I call my friend. I'm serious. If you don't start backing up right now, we will just start throwing your things outside. But you can't do that to me. It isn't fair. I was just trying to think of my family. You can understand that, right?
Hello, Joanne? It's Amy again. Well, I guess this is what you get for trying to kick me out of Mom and Dad's place without even talking to them about it first.
This isn't fair. How could Mom do this to me? I can't help if that's what she wants. I don't mind helping at all.
I really don't think that Mom wants any help from you or your children or your husband at all. I mean, do you even know the first thing about nursing?
Well, I bet I could figure it out.
And you're really just taking our own mom's life into your hands like that? You really are one of the most selfish people that I have ever met. Do you know that? I wasn't just living with Mom and Dad because I didn't have anywhere else to go. I literally went to nursing school. I learned about elder care. I have skills that they need. I wasn't being a parasite either. Mom and Dad and I had a deal where I could live with them in exchange for taking care of them like I had been.
But I thought that you were just trying to kiss up to Mom and Dad so that they would give you more of their inheritance.
If you think you're getting a penny of that at all now, then you really do need to talk to Mom. She's telling me that she's going to call her lawyer next and have you taken out of her will.
What? Would she really do that? But that isn't fair.
Also, she said if you don't start packing up your things right now, that she would call the cops and force you all out.
Oh no! How did this all come to this? This isn't fair!
In the end, Joanne and her family were able to pack up their bags and get her family moved out of Mom and Dad's place. Although her husband was furious with her, and I heard that they were going to get a divorce. After hearing about that, however, I decided to block Joanne on everything and have done my best to avoid hearing about her ever since. At this point, I just hope that her kids turn out okay with such a wreck of a mother. As for my parents and I, we decided that it would be better to move somewhere new where Joanne couldn't find us, and with more amenities for my parents. Max, we need to talk. It's urgent. I'm really confused about something you've left at home here. What are these papers for? What's going on?
Huh? I haven't got a clue what you're talking about, Natasha. What's up?
Surely you know what I'm talking about, Max. Why do you have divorce papers in the house? Is there something that you want to tell me?
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
This isn't a laughing matter, Max. I don't think it's very funny at all. You need to explain yourself right now. I don't know what you're trying to do.
I was a little confused for a moment there. What do you mean? What's there to explain exactly, Natasha? Aren't those papers pretty self-explanatory? You're a bit dumb if you don't get it.
Is this actually happening right now? Are you trying to tell me that you actually want a divorce from me? Where did this decision come from?
Well, you've seen the papers, and it's pretty easy to understand. It's just the way things have turned out. I don't know what else I need to explain to you, Natasha.
But what's happened to make you decide you need a divorce from me? I can't just accept the papers handed to me like this. It's all so sudden. What's changed about us? You've not given me a full explanation.
I don't really care what you think about how I came to the decision. What's done is done, Natasha. It's over between us. I just want the divorce, okay?
There's no way that I can carry on a conversation like this through a text conversation. You need to get back home right now.
Look, Natasha, I'm not going back to our apartment. What part of divorce did you not understand? I'm not coming back home.
Excuse me? You're not even going to make an effort in talking to me about this? You're just going to up and leave without an explanation to this?
Isn't it obvious? I shouldn't have to go back to somewhere that you're going to be. Why would I want to be anywhere near you?
But I don't understand why you're doing this. What am I supposed to do about these divorce papers? Why do you want this so badly for us?
I gave them to you so that you'd file them into the courthouse for us. I'm not going to do it. I just want you out of my life.
But I don't get it. Why does it have to be me who does it? I am not the one wanting a divorce. I don't even know the reason why you do.
All I want is for you to cooperate with me until all of this is sorted, alright? That's all I ask of you, Natasha. I think it's a pretty simple thing to do.
Have you even thought about how much I've done for you? What I do in supporting you? Why do you want this? You haven't even answered my questions.
Well, it's something that you need to do on your own. You don't need me to hold your hand in whatever it is you do in life anymore. I'm not doing you any favors.
Why are you acting like this towards me? How could you possibly do something so horrible to me? I am your wife.
No matter what you try and say to me, it's not going to hurt my feelings at all. I really don't care about you anymore.
Look, why do you want a divorce in the first place? I don't understand. You've got to give me a full explanation. It's the least I deserve.
You really want a reason why I want to divorce you? Fine. I'll give you one. I'm sick and tired of your crap, and I don't want to be around you.
But that hardly explains anything. What did I even do exactly? How could you say that you're sick and tired of me? I thought everything was okay.
Also, I wanted to divorce you so that I can get married to another woman. I want to be with her, and you're getting in the way of that.
Wait a minute. What did you just say? You're getting married to someone else? But how? I had no idea you were interested in another woman.
I just said I'm going to get married to someone else. Can't you read? That's why I just want to be done with you.
At least tell me who this other woman is. I have a right to know who your new love is since you're dumping me for her.
There's no need for me to tell you who it is. It's got nothing to do with you, and I don't want you in my life anymore.
Of course it's got something to do with me. This woman has obviously had some influence on you to make you divorce me.
Look, who knows, to be honest. I really don't care about what you think. Don't even think about contacting me again. I'm not going to reply to you.
But Max, you can't just do this to me. You need to tell me what's going on. You can't just leave me like this for another woman. Who is she? How could you do this to me? I want answers. Wait, come back. We need to talk about this. Max! Jenny, are you there? I really need to talk to you. I don't know who else to go to.
Natasha? What's up, sweetie? Did something happen? Are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. I really just need someone to listen to me and tell me that everything's going to be all right. Something terrible just happened.
Oh, hey, yes, of course. You can always come to me for anything. I'm always here to listen and give advice when I can. What's going on?
Well, something happened to me. I might be getting a divorce, but I don't know the true reason why.
Wait, what? What the heck is going on, Natasha? Where did the divorce come from? You always got along so well with Max. What happened?
I thought we were too. We made such a great team, but something was going on that I didn't know about. My husband's with another woman.
Oh, dear. Really? That's not good now, is it? He really did that to you? Have his preferences changed or something?
I just don't know what to do. I can't think straight right now. What do I do, Jenny? He's my husband and he's dumping me like I'm a piece of trash.
I understand, but do you really think there's any point in trying to continue with the relationship if he really wants out of it?
Yeah, maybe. I just don't know what brought all of this on. Why did he go looking for someone else? I don't want to split up with him.
Yeah, I get it. You really loved Max, didn't you? Maybe the best thing to do is just let him go.
Maybe. I just really thought that we were going to be together forever. He was my favorite person in the entire world. I thought we were soulmates.
But you can't help it if he thinks it's over. His feelings have probably changed. Wouldn't it be better for you to take the next step and move on from him?
Yeah, I suppose I can try and do that. It was a good idea to talk to you. You're so strong and have a good head on your shoulders.
I guess I do. You can't let things like this get to you forever. It's going to make your life miserable otherwise.
Yeah, I'll think about it and see how I can move on from this. I really hope the pain dies down soon.
Well, I've got something to tell you as well. I'm also getting a divorce from my husband.
Wait, what? No way. Really? What for? What happened between you and your husband?
I really can't be with someone who doesn't have a steady job. It's really not that financially stable. I just can't be with him.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. It's just so strange. The timing of our divorces, it makes no sense.
Oh, and by the way, I've also decided that I'm going to get married again. It really is the best decision for me right now.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? You're not seriously getting married again, are you?
But of course I am. I'm getting married to my new man. I'm sure you've probably guessed by now that I'm getting married to Max.
Whoa, just hold on a second. Are you saying what I think you're saying? I didn't just read that wrong?
I think we both know that it's a waste of time for you being with Max. Honey, you can do so much better.
Jenny, is this your cruel idea of a joke? You're joking, right? Why would you want to get married to Max? Have you been dating him behind my back?
I've got no reason to lie to you, Natasha. I'm being serious. I was wondering why you were talking to me in the first place. Max must have dropped a hint.
You're telling me that you've been seeing each other whilst he's been married to me and you to your husband? You and Max? Really?
Well, he chose me, so it looks like Max liked me more than he liked being married to you, Natasha.
Even if that was the case, how could you both do this to me? How could you betray me like this? You're supposed to be my best friend, Jenny.
First of all, we only intended to hang out with each other so we could get to know each other on a more personal level.
Oh, quit it with your lies. I don't believe any of that crap. You went behind my back to steal my husband away from me.
Hey, come on, you need to calm down. I'm being serious here. Didn't you see how happy Max and I made each other?
How could you do this to me? Your best friend. I am never going to forgive you for what you've done. You are nothing but a homewrecker.
I already knew that you were never going to forgive me, but you're going to have such a good life living in that big house all by yourself.
Hey Natasha, it's Noah here. It's been a while since we last had contact with each other.
Oh, Noah, hello. Yes, it has been a while. Why are you messaging me at this time of night?
Yeah, I'm sorry to bother you at this hour, but I really needed to speak with you. I suppose you heard what happened from Jenny, right? It seems like we've been cheated on by our own partners. I can't believe they were having an affair with each other. I had no idea what was happening.
Yeah, it seems like it. Max and Jenny have been having an affair behind our backs for a while, by the sounds of it.
What do you think we should do about it? What's your plan from here on out? Is there anything you could do about this?
I'm sorry, Noah. I haven't really given myself a lot of time to think about it. It was only sprung on me today.
I intend to fight the both of them with everything I've got. Natasha, we can't let them get away with what they've done to us.
Oh, really? I still don't feel like I've got any energy to fight back. I feel so hopeless right now.
Do you think that your husband will come back home to you, Natasha? He's done so many horrible things to you, emotionally and mentally.
Yes, he's put me through a lot. I want to believe that he'll wake up someday and see that he's made a horrible mistake.
I get what you mean. I would hope that as well, but I'm not counting on it. But adultery is adultery, Natasha. Do you have any evidence you can give me about their affair?
Yes, I can get proof. I just have to find something to pin on them.
I see. I'm sorry I didn't mean to be rude or anything. I was just wondering if you have a job.
Huh? You're not being rude at all, Noah. Yes, I do have a job, but both me and, well, I guess my ex-husband work.
Okay, that's good to hear. At least he didn't leave you with nothing. You've got your own money. You'll be okay with living your life then.
I really do hope so, but there are checkbooks that my husband and I shared together. We do have some joint accounts.
Oh, really? You both have access to these joint accounts? What were the joint accounts for exactly?
Yeah, the account's still in both of our names. We created a joint account so that we could save up and move overseas together.
Despite having those sort of commitments to you, he still betrayed you? How could he do that to you?
I know, right? Why go to all that trouble to just dump me for another woman, let alone that woman being my best friend?
You don't seriously still believe that he's going to come back to you after all that? You're not going to wait for him, are you?
It's just so hard not to. We still got along up until recently. I don't know if I can just let that go yet, Noah.
Natasha, you need to wake up and look after yourself. After all the pain he put you through with the cheating and doing things out of the blue, you're going to wait for him?
But he was my husband, and maybe he just made a terrible mistake. I don't know how I can do life without him.
I don't want you doing that, okay? We need to prepare for what we're about to face.
Okay. How are we going to do that? I barely have any fight in me to take Max down.
Okay. Well, I'll be there to help you through it. Things will go more smoothly if we work together.
That's very true. Okay, let's work together on this. I don't want to be miserable for the rest of my life.
Okay, good. I would like you to change your state of mind as soon as possible. We've got to stay calm and stay focused. We've got to take them down.
Okay, got it. I'll try my best to build up my confidence and strength. I'm not going to let Max or Jenny get away with this. I'll contact you when I'm ready to face them. Hopefully I won't make you wait too long.
You'll be fine. Let's do this together. You're the only one I can rely on right now. I hope you understand that.
Of course I do, Noah. Okay, I'll see what I can come up with and I'll talk to you later.
Yo, yo, yo! Hey, Natasha. What's going on, girl? It's been such a long time since I last spoke to you.
What the heck? Why are you talking to me right now? I thought I got rid of you.
What are you talking about, Natasha? Are you surprised to hear from me or something? What's happening?
What do you want? I haven't heard anything from you in almost 2 years, Max.
Okay, chill. Well, I did used to be your husband back then, believe it or not. So I thought I'd message you.
Okay, I didn't say it was a bad thing. I just wanted to know why you're messaging me. I'm curious why you would want to talk after all this time.
Well, I've got a great story to tell you. You're gonna love it. I broke up with that other woman I was seeing. I'm going to come back home to you now, so you need to start preparing me some food and just wait for me to get back.
Wait, what? Are you telling me you want to get back together with me, or are you telling me the truth?
That's what I just said, isn't it? Of course I'm speaking the truth. I'm already so exhausted by that woman, so I broke up with her.
Oh my god! This makes me so happy, Max! I'll wait for you to come back home.
The only place I want to be in is with you. I want to be in our house again and be together. I only just realized that I'm still totally infatuated by you, Natasha. I'm still in love with you.
By the way, may I ask when you'll be coming back home? Just so that I can prepare myself.
I don't know. Why do you ask? Can't your husband come back to the house we live in at any time?
Well, I need to know. After all, it's been 2 years since the last time I saw you. Don't you think I need a bit of time to prepare food for you? You know what I mean, right? You understand that I want to impress you, right?
Oh, is that what you want to do? I guess I should give you some time to do that. I'll come by this evening then?
Okay, got it. That'll give me plenty of time to prepare some food for you. It might not be done in time, so we'll see. Please relax at home until I'm done.
Yeah, okay, sure. But you've got to hurry it up, alright? Don't slack off. I'm really tired from a long trip I've been on, so I want some food.
Yes, of course, Max. I'll get onto it right away. See you later. I can't wait for you to get here.
Hey, Natasha, I just landed at the airport. It's been such a long trip for me. What's happening with the pickup?
Oh, wow. It's already the evening. You're on time. That's unlike you. Well, that's not possible for me to do right now. You said I need to prepare food for you.
Well, I was hoping that you would come and pick me up. You knew I was coming.
No, I can't, Max. I'm currently in the middle of cooking. I wanted to make your favorite foods for you, and it's taking longer than I expected. Isn't it good that I'm using this time to prepare really tasty food for you, Max?
Are you telling me that all that food will be ready for me by the time I get home?
Of course it will. Just trust me. It'll all be done, and you'll be able to eat whatever you like.
You come up with the most stupidest plans, Natasha. How could you not think of how I'd get to our house? How am I supposed to get back without you?
Well, I thought you wanted me to make you food, so I thought you could get yourself here. Can't you just get a taxi here or something? They aren't that expensive.
I really can't believe how foolish you're being right now. You know that you owe me money, right?
Huh? What are you talking about? What money do you mean? Where did this come from?
Isn't it obvious? Your flaw right now is that you've not prepared for your husband's return. You owe me a lot for flying out here. What are you gonna do if you can't pay me the money? You owe me.
Maybe because you sprung this on me, you didn't give me much time to get ready for your return. You haven't talked to me in 2 years.
A capable wife should be prepared for something like this. Don't make excuses. If you're going to go any further with this, I'm not coming home.
All right, okay, I'll stop. I'm sorry for not being prepared on time. I'll get you a taxi and I'll pay for it. I'm sorry, please just come straight home.
You should have said that at the beginning so we didn't have this argument. You're so stupid sometimes. Okay, I'll come home now. Also, you can pay for all of my living expenses for a while. You work, so you can pay for it.
Why do I have to? Don't you have a remote job that you can do?
I do work, but I've decided that you could pay for some of my things for a while. That woman I was with was a fast spender, so I ended up running out of money really quickly. You'll be financially supporting me for a while. I feel like that's only fair. I'm the one who's making all the effort to come back to you, so you should pay for me to be there. It seems only fair for you to give me money, right?
Oh, I see what you mean. I understand. I guess that won't be a problem. We can talk more about the specifics when you get home.
What the heck's going on here? What do you think you're up to? Where's my house?
Huh? Max, what's happened? I don't know what you're talking about, sweetheart.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't play games with me. What's going on? Why is there some weird-ass building where my place used to be?
Oh, that house. Oh, didn't I tell you what happened? The house has been completely demolished and the land's been sold.
What the heck did you do, Natasha? How could this be? You did this without getting my permission first.
That house was just going to be too big for one person to handle, so I thought it would be a good idea to sell it and move to a smaller apartment.
So you obviously had no intention on waiting on me to return? That's what you told me all those years ago. I thought you'd be waiting patiently.
Why the heck would I keep that house after you left it? You left me for another woman and made your home somewhere else. I wasn't waiting for you at all. In fact, I wish I had a hand in tearing down that terrible house I lived in with you. It would have given me a lot of satisfaction in doing that.
Are you kidding me? Is this really the weak and vulnerable Natasha that I'm talking to? Because I feel like this is someone else.
Of course it's me. I'm Natasha, the woman who just got thrown into the garbage by you.
Okay. Let's just talk about this, Natasha. There's no need to get angry. So why don't you just calm down? Where are you living now then? You said you're in another apartment? You can go ahead and send me your address so I can come home.
There's no way I'm giving you my address, you absolute scumbag. You can stay on the street. I never want to see your face near me again.
How dare you say that to me? Why are you doing this to me? You can't just say no to me. Just wait a minute, okay? Please calm down. Why are you acting so crazy?
I'm not the crazy one. You are. You had an affair with my best friend, left me with nothing, and now you think you can just walk back into my life like nothing's happened?
Well, I didn't think it would be easy to get back together with you. I just wanted to come back. I knew I needed you. I just wanted to see your cute face again.
You've got some nerve saying all those things. You've been ignoring me this entire time, so I don't believe you want to see me. I've been trying to contact you and get more reasons for you leaving, but you never got in contact with me at all. What were you doing? You could have called me.
It's because so many things were happening. I didn't have a phone with me because I was being watched.
What do you mean you were being watched? Was someone following you or something?
Natasha, this person was crazy. I was in a relationship with you, right? Then this person approached me. No matter how much I refused their requests, they kept persisting. In the end, they came to visit me at my workplace. I had no choice but to up and leave this relationship. I thought if I give up, they'll leave me alone. But on the contrary, they started threatening me. They were going to reveal our relationships to you and my colleagues. They even went as far as to say they were pregnant. So I decided to take responsibility for my actions and marry this person. But I've only ever had feelings for you. Please, you gotta believe me.
Someone really threatened you? Are you kidding me, Max? Would you just stop it with the lies? I'm so over your behavior.
I'm not lying to you, Natasha. This is what actually happened to me. I had to go through with it to protect you.
Okay, you know the day that you asked for a divorce? I also contacted Jenny. That was when she told me that she would marry you. She told me that you were the one who was advancing on her and that you liked her more than me.
You talked to Jenny? You can't believe what she says. She's crazy. She's got so many screws loose. Everything she says is a complete and utter hoax. You can't believe anything she says.
Is that so? Well, I've got the message history of the conversation we had, so what you did was a joke? How did you and Jenny get into a relationship? Will you just explain it to me properly in person? You should have done that over 2 years ago.
I'm only going to explain it all to you if you trust me. If I know you do, I'll tell you everything.
Yeah, not really, Max. By the way, Jenny's husband told me that he's going to demand compensation from you. It's your fault, so of course he can do that.
He wants compensation? Are you serious? But I'm having money troubles right now. There's no way I'll be able to pay him anything.
Well, I didn't know that. You should increase your hours at work so that you can pay him. He wants his money. It's the least he deserves.
Wait a minute. Has Jenny's husband been contacting you this entire time that I've been away from our home?
I guess you could say that, yes. We've stayed in contact and we've gotten closer since you both left us.
Okay, you need to explain what you've been doing with this guy. I have a right to know, and you tell him to put a hold on asking for compensation.
I'm not going to do something like that. He and I are a team and we're working together to take you down.
You owe me this. I've still been in love with you for the past 2 years. I knew that you'd talk to me like this since it's been so long. Because Jenny was hanging around me constantly, I couldn't reply to your messages without her looking over my shoulder. I did look at your messages every day though. You were the only reason I kept on living.
How can you keep coming up with all of these lies like this? How am I supposed to believe this? Are you being serious right now?
Of course I'm being serious. You were the only person who ever supported me. You've been waiting for me to come back, right? So let's be together.
It's true. I've been waiting such a long time for you to come to your senses, but I am never going to forgive you for what you put me through.
But what's making you not forgive me? I've explained what happened. What more do you want, Natasha?
Don't tell me you don't know. Do you remember the account we made together to save for our future? You used that money without my permission. If you really cared about our future, you wouldn't have taken that money from me. When I saw that all the money had been withdrawn from the account, I got really sour and knew you took all of it.
That account was for us, though. There were a lot of things going on that I needed to pay for, and I have access to it.
But none of those things had anything to do with us, obviously. I thought you were going to leave that money for me. I didn't think that I'd be waiting for years for you to come back to me. I can't believe what you've done to me.
Well, I was going to give the money back to you at some time, Natasha. Please, can you forgive me for all of that?
Shut up, you piece of crap. You lied to me and stabbed me in the back. How long do you have to play with my feelings until you're satisfied?
I didn't mean to do all those things to you, Natasha. I can't do much about it now. I just want you to forgive me for this so we can move on and meet. Why didn't you ask me for compensation until now? I guess it was because you didn't know where I was, right? I guess I'll just run away again. I suppose if I do that, I won't ever see you again.
Well, you're right about those things. Everything you just said was correct. I had a lot of trouble locating you for a long time. But now that you've come back, it's been a big help in terms of getting our money off you.
Well, I guess you'd be an idiot to let me run away in this present moment.
There's no way that I'll let you escape, but there was something you didn't notice. You're more than likely surrounded by detectives.
Huh? What detectives are you talking about? Do you think I'm really that stupid to fall for your lies?
I'm not lying. I asked some detectives for your whereabouts so that you wouldn't run away. I've been in constant contact with them as they monitor you. It's going to be impossible for you to escape now. Don't even bother trying to run.
Well, you got me, Natasha. But I bet hiring detectives would have cost you a bit of money, right?
Oh, don't worry about that. Jenny's husband's job is actually being a detective. He told me that he'd work for me for free.
What the heck are you talking about? So you've both been working together to try and find me? So I can't escape?
His colleagues are watching you right now. He's very good at what he does. Anywhere that you go now, they'll find you in a heartbeat. Good idea, right?
I can't believe you thought of doing this. It's insane. At least let me try and make this up to you one more time. Come on. I'm really sorry for betraying you. Just give me one more chance, please. I think that you'll be very happy with me now.
Why should I be with you just to make you happy? I don't want you to be happy at all. I want my money that you owe me, so give it to me.
But we work well together. Do you really think you're gonna take any money from me, Natasha?
Of course, because you betrayed me. You committed adultery, for goodness sake. You're the reason why our marriage ended. That money that you took from our account needs to be put back. I deserve at least half of it since the account was in my name as well. That's how it works.
But I haven't got any money to put back into it. You're putting me in such a bad position.
I don't care. I'll not be contacting you directly from now on. You'll be hearing from my lawyer soon enough. Even if you message me, I'll ignore them.
You can't do this to me, Natasha. Please take me back. Don't tell me we're over. Please?
I've made my decisions. You need to take responsibility for what you've done. You'll be reflecting on this for the rest of your life.
Hey, Natasha. It seems like our request for compensation from Max and Jenny have been approved.
Oh, really? That's really good to hear, Noah. It only took 2 years to get what we deserved.
Jenny's going to be regretting this for the rest of her life. I'll just let her sit in her own tears. I never thought this would happen to me.
I totally get what you mean. I dreamed of getting married and having children. I was thinking too fast about things. It's such a relief. I want to thank you for everything that you've done for me. I really appreciate it, Noah. Max and Jenny were asked to pay a huge amount in compensation to Natasha and Noah. It seemed like Max had some gambling debts to pay, but he was also ordered to pay back Natasha's money. As a result of this, Max had no choice but to borrow some money from a consumer finance company in order to pay his debts off. For him, it's just going to be a vicious cycle of paying off people for the rest of his life. He's always going to be chased down by debt collectors if he falls behind in his payments. He should have thought about what he was doing before he went and cheated on his wife and left her for her best friend.